Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a piece of history that many people either don't know or have forgotten, a chapter that could have changed the future of South Asia in ways we can only imagine. We are talking about Pakistan versus India and the so-called forgotten showdown of 1957. While most of us remember the wars of 1947, 1965, 1971, and of course the Kargil conflict of 1999, the year 1957 often goes unnoticed in mainstream discussions. Yet it was a moment where tensions were at a boiling point and both nations stood on the brink of escalation just a decade after partition. When the subcontinent was divided in 1947, the wounds of partition were still fresh. Millions had crossed borders, hundreds of thousands had lost their lives, and both India and Pakistan were still finding their footing as independent states. Kashmir had already become the main point of contention, with the First War of 1947-48 ending in a ceasefire brokered by the United Nations. But the issue was far from resolved. By 1957, Kashmir was once again at the heart of the storm. India had declared Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of its union, formally integrating it, while Pakistan strongly rejected this move and declared it illegal. This development brought the two nations dangerously close to another conflict, one that many historians call the forgotten showdown. Pakistan at this time was still under civilian leadership, but military influence was growing rapidly. The army was becoming more powerful, and by the late 1950s it would take over the country altogether. India, under Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, was pursuing a policy of non-alignment during the Cold War, but at the same time was determined to keep Kashmir firmly within its borders. In 1957, the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir ratified the state's accession to India. For Pakistan, this was seen as a betrayal of earlier United Nations resolutions that promised a plebiscite to let the people of Kashmir decide their future. Pakistan's anger grew, and many within the government and military began pushing for a more aggressive response. While no full-scale war erupted in 1957, the tensions were so high that both sides increased military readiness. There were reports of troop movements, skirmishes across the line of control, and heated exchanges at the diplomatic level. The showdown remained more political and psychological than an actual battlefield clash, but it was a turning point. It reinforced the idea in Pakistan that diplomacy alone would not solve the